Yeah, it was a fun match. Great team. They're gonna win a lot of matches too. So, this was really good for us. I even told the team before the match, if we drop a game, that could be good for us. So I was glad to see us respond after the first game loss. I liked the way we battled in all the games, which is a big focal point for us. So that was great. I thought those were two of the best setters in the country going at it. Different, but really fun to kind of watch them distribute and do some things. So, big win. And then we got to get ready for a good K-State team.
Questions?
I mean, the first match of the year where you get punched is always the one you learn the most about yourselves. What did you learn about yourselves today?
Well, we're resilient, but I think that honestly we have known that the way that we fight in the gym every single day kind of. I think when we got punched a little bit, like that didn't scare us or make us pull back a little bit. I think that we were just ready to grind it out, and I think that that's really special. We had each other's backs, and we weren't afraid to go after it.
Yeah, I also would say showing our communication skills. I think we had to change that a little bit as we were getting punched and what we were saying to each other on the court. But I think that was a really good learning experience, and I think we had people step up. Kiara stepped up in the huddles, making sure we were making that eye contact stuff that we talk about that sometimes gets lost when you get challenged, and everyone was in there fighting to make sure we were staying who we were during those moments.
Well, you guys talked about all preseason. The first time we talked to you guys this season, you talked about that edge at that end game. Can you talk about that at the end of the fourth to prevent getting to a fifth?
Well, we were discussing it in the locker room. I think a couple things happened. I think they gave us some points. But then I thought we made some plays. A couple things come to mind. Ava took 2 aggressive swings on match point. Norah, flying balls, high hands. It's something she's been really working on, and I thought she did that at endgame. And then Sky coming off the bench in those situations, hitting some good serves to cake them out of system was really, really big. So, and it's not always going to go our way, but we got to go for it. And the big message we've talked about is if we get a chance, you better go for it. And I thought we did that tonight.
Regarding the amount of points they gave you, especially in game 4, early in that set, you were getting so many touches. Did you feel like that, when you put it all together, that has a little bit of a psychological impact on some of the swings they were taking? Because it felt like they were trying to maybe too hard to avoid block, considering how good it was. No?
I mean, I would say kind of going in, we knew that they were going to be shoddy, so I think it was something we were expecting. I think they took great swings even at the end. I know their lefty right side was still going for it also, so I don't know. I want to say they were totally trying to avoid it. They were still going for it, but I think our blockers did a great job of getting those touches and allowing us to convert on them.
What did you guys say to each other after you dropped the first set? Did you say anything at all? Was it we're on to the second? That was the first set you dropped this year.
Yeah. Honestly, I was kind of surprised, but also encouraged at how nobody really nobody's face dropped. Nobody was our eyes were up and we were communicating really well with each other. And yeah, I think we talked more and more about being gritty and being edgy. And we really emphasized starting fast that game. I think the first set, I could be so wrong, but I think the first set we were kind of just point for point there at the beginning, and then they pulled ahead. Yeah.
USC is an incredibly hard serving team, especially their setter. How did you guys decide to defend against those kind of serves?
Well, Adam, our coach, has been serving at us all week. We actually faced a couple of top spin servers this past weekend too, so I think we were really well prepared. She did go on a couple of long runs there in that first set, and that was definitely something that we talked about. And I think serve receive wise, we handled her pretty well, but we just weren't really converting on those passes. But we talked about really emphasizing getting out of those rotations on one serve every time, and that definitely improved throughout the match.
Kirsten, how big of a deal do you think your efficiency was tonight? When you look at how, both teams were aggressive, but it felt like USC was more high error in, every area where you measure it compared to you guys. How much do you think your efficiency made the difference in all these good sets?
Well, usually hitting efficiency is going to dictate the winner. And we did have one set that was a little bit skewed. You know, I think, I just think always hitting efficiency is probably going to usually determine things. But what I didn't like was I thought in the fourth game, they became high air, and I thought we became high air. And high air could be overpassing a ball. You know, I thought we gave away, I'll have to watch film, but I thought we gave away 3 or 4 points that I was like, these are kind of routine plays. We can't send the ball over in those situations. So I just thought both teams got a little bit mentally and or physically fatigued in the fourth game. And so that was something that we talked about, of making sure that, you know, that obviously could have been the difference in the match, you know, an errant ball that we didn't take care of.
What was it like when Kiara kind of wrapped you up at the end? She slapped the court. I think you both slapped the court. Everybody screaming, and she wrapped her arms around you. What was that moment like?
Yeah, I mean, it's just pure joy. Like, we put in so much effort. Everybody on the team, we're all fighting for each other. And so it's a lot of just pure joy showing out in that moment, and just the emotions of going through such a long and such a fun match.
Norah, how did you stay so clean tonight? You know, it just seemed like everybody had a moment tonight where they were getting blocked or, you know, sending the ball long or wide. How did you maintain, you know, your efficiency throughout the match?
Kendra. I thought we passed really well, and I think the big thing was out of system. We've been working a lot on that. I thought that was pretty clean overall tonight. Putting up really good second balls, and then Maddie's like screaming at me in a nice way. She's like reminding me not to hit at the bro, not to hit at the bro. So like even if I don't get a kill on that, just trying to get him out of system. I thought we communicated really well on that type of stuff. And then yeah, it's easy to just go up and rip it when everyone's screaming at you to do that. And you know your teammates have your back and they're going to cover you if you get blocked. So yeah.
Kirsten, yesterday you talked about the opportunity to play on national TV, great crowd. Now that you played a great match in front of that, what do you think the nation got to see?
Yeah, I think they saw a couple things. First of all, I think they saw a really talented team. And, you know, sometimes we don't get to play as much in front of a national audience. And I think it was important for these guys, for us, where we want to go, for people to know, hey, we think we're a pretty good team that can compete with everybody in the country. And we think we've got a pretty special atmosphere. You know, our fans have been incredible. We have one more opportunity before we take a couple-week break. And so it was great to showcase that, you know, from a recruiting standpoint. You know, we want kids around the country that maybe have never heard of Creighton to say, okay, where is this? And maybe I want to take a look at this school.
What's your assessment, just, you know, in real time, obviously, I haven't watched it yet, but of, you know, Maddie and Sid in particular, serve, receive, and just ball handling in general, 2, 3, and 4, after it felt like, you know, USC was kind of dictating in that area of the game?
Are you talking like serve receive?
Particularly serve, receive, yeah.
Well, I just think serve receive is a strength of ours. You know, we've got obviously 2 liberos on the court, and Maddie and Sid. I mean, both of them are high-level libero players. And then Norah and Ava are 2 of the best passing outsides in the country. So, you know, they went after Ava some tonight, and we're able to just say, okay, Norah, step in and give her a break. And that's a luxury that we have for 3 of our 6 rotations, that if someone struggles, we can give them a break. And a lot of teams don't have that. I mean, I'm watching film of several teams that we're watching, and they're protecting everybody, or the kid's not even in serve receive, they're bailing out. And that's a big deal for us, because the push in college volleyball right now is to serve as hard as you can. So you're seeing a lot of errors, and a lot of teams are serving more aggressive than we are. And if you can't pass, you're in trouble.
What are you looking forward to Saturday?
I think we've got a lot of Kansas kids on our team. So I think they will be up for this match. You know, Kansas State's a very good team. I was watching a lot of their film today. And Kendra, what are you looking forward to as one of the Kansas kids?
Getting to
She's been a K-State fan all her life.
no, just getting the chance to play against people I've known for a while and just going out there and again playing volleyball and hopefully taking down a Kansas team.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.